Our front porch was turning green. There was green in the concrete, and then the wood swing that I built within the first year of us living here was coming apart, and there were mushrooms growing out of it. We just needed an overhaul. So I removed everything from our porch because the plants and my tile mat and the little table were totally fine. They didn't need to be touched, but they all had stains underneath them, so they needed to be cleaned as well. I also started getting rid of the cushions from the swing. They needed to go to the dump because they have seen better days. While this is a covered porch, it still gets rain in here because we live in Tennessee and it rains sideways here. Speaking of rain, it started raining on me and it was sunny outside. Then I started taking the swing down. I decided that it was time to just say goodbye to the swing and get a new one. With the summers that we have in Tennessee and just the weather we have in general, it makes the most sense to have something that is not as much maintenance as wood. So once the swing was removed, I then swept everything and I got this cleaner that just attaches to your hose and you can spray lots of different surfaces with it and it will clean. So I sprayed down the entire patio and the front stoop where you saw all of that green earlier in hopes that it would work. The directions say to spray it down and let it sit for 10 minutes. There are different directions depending on what material you're spraying on and how big the space is. I really wasn't sure if it was going to work on the front stoop because this honestly was so green. We get a lot of pollen here and mold and mildew, so I just wasn't sure if this was going to work or if I was going to have to go rent a really high-end power washer and try and get it off. After 10 minutes, I rinsed everything off. I have this pressure washer attachment for my hose that it's not like a serious power washer, but it does a pretty good job. And it looked like things were really getting clean. Well, in the meantime, I got a new swing. This is metal and a waterproof fabric, so there's zero maintenance on this. It comes in 4 parts, so it's super easy to put together. Wasn't a big deal at all. The one downside to this swing is it only comes with chains that are 5 feet long. There are 2 chains that are 5 feet long each. So if you see here, this is the 2 chains hanging together. Can you imagine if I hung my swing that high? That just wasn't going to work. So I went to our local Ace Hardware and I got more chain to try and hang the swing. You can see the height difference there. So I hung it on both sides and then I attached the swing to the chains. And as you can see here, that is still pretty high. I just wasn't comfortable with how high that was with my 2 kids. So I went back up the ladder and I actually re-added the original chain that the swing came with. And I already had an S-curve hook and it was able to attach the 2 chains. And of course, the first time I did this, the swing was now too low. So first we had too high, then we had too low. So I went back again and I shortened the chain a little bit so that it was just the right height. I feel like Goldilocks. But as you can see, that cleaner really worked. My front porch is no longer green. Everything looks nice and I really like the swing. I also got rid of the rug that we had here because it was 5 years old and had done 5 summers in Tennessee. It was time to go. I might get a new one. I might not. Let me know what you think.